Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth Buus. I am the offering leader of supply chain and board member inside Plum. I will talk to you a little bit about supply chain today. We will go to these challenges that are in supply chain. We see a lot of demand challenges. It's necessary for companies to identify and adopt new strategies, tools for forecasting and demand responses, so the manufacturing part of a company can be optimized. These demand challenges have also grown into some supply challenges. There are bottlenecks. We have seen them since COVID or the pandemic started. We are seeing ports being locked down around the world, and we are seeing this bottleneck going in to say, okay, we will not supply your goods at the right place at the right time. The next thing we will do is having challenges in the logistic and manpower. This will mostly be seen as like truck drivers. Legacy of those, pick and pack manpowers, and delivery. We are now getting into a world where more and more people want delivery at home. But it's also challenging because we will have people, a demand of people on this area. Then we have the customer satisfaction. Then we have the customer satisfaction challenges, because customers also want everything faster. They want it on a better way. They want the service delivered when they get a package from you. So each customer wants to have it cheaper, better, but they also want to have it as quick as possible delivered. This is why Amazon has this future in predicted delivery. That means they actually send the packets of spare parts even before the customer deliver or purchase it on their homepage. They will send the package to a given destination depending on what the actual demands are in this area, and they will then deroute it to the right customer when the customer ordered it at their homepage. This will be some of the new things that we have to have in mind when we start to this challenge shortest. We have in supply chain traditional focus area. We want to look at service, we want to look at cost, we want to look at quality. But in the future there will also be resilience, agility, and sustainability. Focus on these three extra areas have to be to put up a better supply chain, where we can see the top things should do us stronger. We should recover quickly from difficulties and toughness. Customers have a more agile way of purchase, so supply chain should also be agility. It should be easier. It should be quicker in demands. And then sustainability is the big subject. We have heard a lot about it today, and I will say it was a good push in from the States. And of course we have to think about this ecological balance we have to have in our products. We see a lot of KPIs in the supply chain, and this is some of the things or KPIs I think we should, or we are focusing on right now. We all want to make money. That is why we have such as cash to cash cycle time. Do we get our money in from the customer before we pay it to the supplier? Or fill rate, do we have the perfect amount of items to the customer at the right place at the right time. Everything has to be done up in figures, but we also have to think about measuring these. And I don't think that every company is measuring these KPIs, but we have to have a focus on it because that's a lot of money that could be saved in this procedure of starting to measure the different types of KPIs in your supply chain. What we think supply chain leaders need today is to digitalize, build and amplify. You have seen this slide earlier in this presentation. But we actually think that to get all of this done in your supply chain, you have to follow these different steps so you can develop and design a more outcome-driven supply chain. Our offering is service, where we can do strategic transformation, we can do outsourcing, we can process improvement, we can even help you with optimization projects. We have the possibility to offer you technology in different ways, where you have to invest in different parts of your supply chain. We are also working on skills, because skills will be a big asset in the future. Try to get the right skills at the right time, at the right place, will be a continuous learning, and we have to stay on this. But why should we invest in our supply chain? We see a lot of supply chains having this baseline 2.0, where you do everything in manual order or doing it in Excel spreadsheets. It is not, it's done manually and it's not operated regularly, but we have to change a little bit, and even though you change a little bit, there will be a big reduction in cost. Like you can see, if we see with that we go to like a basic, it could be something like production planning, it could be customer needs, it could be promise procedures to the customer. Then we can start to spend some of, have some of these costs back, and these cost improvements can be used to improvise the warehouse, or smart authorization, or production efficient. And then you start to go up to supply chain 4.0, where you more or less get everything digitalized. And of course, even though we are on the way, or some companies are on the way to supply chain 4.0, then we don't know what is coming next. But my prediction is that even though we go to a supply chain 4.0, where we will digitalize everything, we will get anything into AI, IoTs, machine learning, then we will go a step back, and we will have these features to do all the boring, let us say, call it boring, assignments, and then we will use the great skills we have built up in person. We will use them in a more efficient way to all the things that is done manually. Because there's also a demand from people or from customers to have it on their own way. I want a sofa in red, yellow and green. The corners should be red, the two parts should be yellow, and the three parts should be green. Then we have a complete specialized sofa for exactly this customer. And I think we will see this more in the future. Companies should be prepared to do a customized order for a customer. We can transform data into useful insight via this technology. We have this next generation robots, where robots start to communicate with each other. They'll start to say, okay, where do I have to go? Where can I pick this up? We once again see this at Amazon, where not the picker is going in the warehouse, but robots are bringing the shelves, or let us say the racks, to the picker, and then it goes away from the picker again when he have taken the item that he needs. This of course is a way where we can say, okay, everything is just going around in the warehouse all the time, but we also have to say, okay, we need artificial intelligence, we need machine learning, so these robots can be even better. Then I shortly, or earlier in this month, I put out 10 traps of the digital transformation journey. We have to be, every time we do a digitalization, there will be some traps. There will be some places where we have to go in, we have to take risk, but not be riskier. We have to have focus. And when I talk to people, a lot of people saying, but it costs money. Yeah, you see on the money what it costs, but you don't see how many you save when you have done the implementation. And even though you have like benefits, I will say that if you invest the money that you have in spend or in reduction of cost, then you can actually digitalize your whole supply chain by the cost reductions. And this cannot go too slowly. So you have to be aware of this all the time. Of course, when we see on the traps, we should also see how to do it successful. And this is where we go in and say, okay, how do we do a successful implementation of a digitalization tools? And this is where I think that Inside Plum is very good, because we will go in and find the right solution for your company, because we don't want you to invest in a tool that will not measure the things that you are planning to measure. So when we see on it, we will decide if it's a planning tool, logistic tool, a VMS system that you have to use in your supply chain to do the best optimization of your warehouse or your supply chain. We of course will do this into a project. We will make an on-time delivery, and we will benefit or do a realization of the benefits you have or will get in your supply chain. Why I think you should choose Inside Plum to help you to drive this is that we have a customer-first mindset. We can activate different models in your supply chain, so we don't risk it all at once, but we put it in the different steps, so you get the steps that you want to digitalize your supply chain. We have a full range of technologies and supply chain services that you are able to use. We have all the supply chain technologies in one place, and we can adopt it into innovation continuous. So we can digitalize your end-to-end supply chain with the best technology available, and our team works with the mindset reliable, integrated and transparent solution. So a project management from start till end. This was all I had to say about supply chain. I will say it was, I'll just go back.